A good evening to you all. You're welcome to the Green Talk Show. My name is Haula Safina Nawakawa, and this is the 50th episode of the Green Talk Show. I'll be your host today.
Thank you, sir.
So today is our 50th episode, and for tonight, we definitely have an amazing guest for tonight's show. A good evening to you, our viewers. You're welcome to the Green Talk Show. My name is Nawakawa Safina Haula, and I'll be your host for tonight. For tonight, we're having the 50th episode of the Green Talk Show, and we have amazing guests for tonight that will be coming in. Our topic today will be the financial inclusion, and our topic today will be what financial inclusion and journalism can do to boost communities and contribute to climate change and adaptation efforts. So for tonight we have amazing guests. We have Samson Kasumba. I'm very sure most of us who are tonight know who Samson Kasumba is. He is a news anchor working with NBS TV. Most of us usually watch him live at 9 on NBS. He's a news anchor and a show host. He's also a theologian. He's, I should say, to add on a little, he's a social transformer, very keen on ethics, and he's our mentor. He's our mentor at My Tree Initiative. He has been working with us, though most of you have not might you've not seen him coming out on the different events we've had, but he has been working as he's our mentor. And then we also be having Dimitri Pozdive. I think I got that right. He will help us out on the correct pronunciation of the name. He's the country representative of UNCDF. It is the United Nations Capital Development Fund. For those of you that might not know what UNCDF does, it is helping our country, the government, in implementing the second National Development Plan and helping us realize our vision of becoming a middle-income country by 2030, and also be able to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals, the SDGs, by 2030. As regards our topic tonight, we will be starting with Mr. Dimitri. He'll be coming in to give us an overview of how financial inclusion can boost communities and contribute to climate change. And Dimitri, over to you.
Thank you so much, Haula, for the introduction, and thank you to the Tree Initiative for inviting me to this very interesting talk show. And of course, welcome to all our viewers and listeners who have found some time on Friday evening to join us. And hi, Samson, good to see you on this call as well. Let me probably broaden a little bit the topic to talk not only about the financial aspects, but link finance to digital, and also expand the issue of finance to public and private finance, not only individual finance. So from the first point of view, when we are talking about this link between digital and finance, in addition to financial inclusion, it's also very important that we ensure digital inclusion. And this is particularly important because there are two elements to both types of inclusion. One is the soft aspect of it, which is mostly about knowledge and skills. And the second one is the hard component of it, which concerns relevant infrastructure. What we have observed, particularly during the COVID-19 crisis, is that the digital gap, together with the financial gap, is a big factor on people's life and how well they can cope with the with emergency situations such as COVID-19. But in addition to that, it's also an extremely important factor in business. UNCDF conducted last year a survey of the impact of COVID-19 on small and medium enterprises in Uganda. And it's no wonder that we have found that the businesses who made better use of digital techniques and digital skills have fared better during the pandemic than businesses who didn't do so. We have been trying, together with our partners, to expand the access of Ugandans, particularly the so-called last mile populations, like in rural areas and in areas where the progress and the relevant technologies may have not reached as much as they should. For them to have access to both finance and digital finance. UNCDF established a network of what we call community digital entrepreneurs, consisting of young people who promote digital technologies together with digital equipment. And we are talking first and foremost, of course, of phones, which is absolutely essential if you want to get access to the advantages of digital technologies, but also to mobile money, for example. You do need a device to be able to do it. So we have established that network for them to explain, to raise the digital and financial literacy in their communities, but also to serve as the initiators of application of various digital skills and digital literacy. We have also worked with a number of companies and businesses who are engaged in providing environmentally friendly and green sources of energy. And here is the direct link between your initiative and what UNCDF is doing. Ultimately, I believe each of us at our personal level can become more environmentally conscious. Think about the use of energy at the household level, and in particular use of energy for cooking, for heating. It is mostly charcoal that people use in rural areas. Not only is it not particularly efficient, but also it has, of course, as we all know, a negative impact on the nature, because we have to deal with tree logging and reduction in the forestry fund of the country. Again, we are using the booster teams in combination with community digital entrepreneurs to explain the benefits of various environmentally friendly devices, such as, for example, efficient cook stoves or various solar devices. And incidentally, the range of solar devices now is amazing. It's not only solar panels. You can have almost anything solar now. You can have solar pumps, you can have solar radios or solar TV, you can have other solar devices, if you just name it. But one, people don't know about those devices. Two, I believe that this may be probably too expensive for them to use such devices, whereas in fact, it is not. If you think about the combined costs of using charcoal and wood, together with the negative impact that it produces on the families, on the health of households, of children, then of course using those environmentally friendly and energy efficient devices makes much more sense. But people need to be sensitized about it. They need to get information about such devices. So The other aspect of the digital technologies is that they not only open access to more efficient and more useful technologies, but they also create additional jobs, particularly in a crisis situation like the one that we are all going through. I'm talking about COVID-19.
Yes.
Last year, together with Safe Border, we have introduced a new e-platform which connects market vendors to e-border writers to the customers. And it was particularly, you may remember the first lockdown, which was particularly
Yes.
strict. You
Yeah.
know, the movement was heavily restricted everywhere. So that was really, and of course, border were not allowed to carry any passengers, which
Yes.
their business went down quite precipitously. And in this situation, this new platform connecting the three parties, the vendors, the customers, and the borders in between, meant a lot for all of them. It allowed customers not to go physically to the market. It allowed vendors to continue their business. And it also allowed employment and work for borders, which they wouldn't have had otherwise. So in many respects, that digital technology is useful and applicable not only for the higher end of the market. People often think that this is for some, it is too advanced, it is too complicated. No, it's not. It may also serve the low end of the market quite well. I'm not sure if I have already talked too much. I probably should allow
Yes, exactly. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dimitri. Actually, according to what you've told us, I've also witnessed this, and I love the fact that one of the strategies of UNCDF is that they have a strategy of leaving no one behind in the digital era. And you know, at times of COVID-19, it has really proved to us that we cannot really go on. This new generation is surely having to go on with the digital. It has to be digital. Everything is digital. Let it be going to school. Let it be getting things from the markets. It is all related to the digital era. I've seen Samson has joined us. Thank you so much for joining in, Samson Kasumba. We are happy to have you on the show. You're welcome to the Green Talk Show. I'm very humbled. It is a great pleasure to have you on the show. Coming to you, Samson, the fact that you're a news anchor, you're a show host, you're an inspiration to so many people. We young people that have come up, that are coming out to fight the challenges that we have as per climate. We have global warming that is coming in. This is a worldwide cause that we feel we should work upon. And we believe, like in countries in Uganda, we usually do not have, the media is not coming up. Yes, we've seen them exposing the different challenges that are coming up, but you find that this is not done to the extent it should be done. There's more that is still lacking. People need to be informed of what is happening and how they can come up and fight whatever is coming up. The fact that when you look at the media is an important channel for information, and it has really done a lot in empowering people to effect positive change. As regards climate, how do you think, Samson, how is the media supposed to come up so that we can bring about a change as per the climate in our country and everywhere in the whole world? Over to you, Samson. Samson, I think your microphone is muted because we cannot hear from you.
I think that was, it wasn't. It's a pleasure to be here. It's good to see Dimitri after some time. Haven't seen him in a very long time. We used to meet in similar spaces, but COVID has changed a lot of things. Now, I think the media has done a fair job in many ways. For instance, at my station NBS, we have been running a campaign to Veka Vera. I think we are getting into the second year. and I think we've done a very good job of that. However, I think that we're dealing with a generation that is completely different from the generation in which I grew. In my generation, it was a cool thing to keep things. You used something and kept it. When you ate food and you didn't finish it, you kept it and ate it the next day.
Yeah.
We are dealing with a generation that is taught not to keep anything. Your generation is a generation that throws away, and not just throwing away, but throws away irresponsibly. If you go to, I'll give you an example. I was traveling through Makerere University and I saw Pastor Gal's hostel. I saw a girl who had finished washing and she was on the third floor. And after she finished washing, she poured the water downstairs on the third floor of our hostel block. Third floor, she pours downstairs. Now that's a university student.
Yeah.
I don't know what we are going to have to teach a university student if she doesn't know that you don't pour water off the third floor downstairs. I don't know whether we have seen such a level of the growth of irresponsibility as is the case in this generation. So I think what the media needs to do, and I don't know who is going to pay for this, because the problem with our media is, and I speak this because I don't also understand it, it's trained, I think, in journalism. We are tailored to think politics. But I think our biggest problem today in this nation is the erosion of responsibility. There's just too much irresponsibility. There's too much carelessness. I don't think there's enough feeling of people wanting to live for long. You see, to care about the environment, you have to be responsible. You cannot care about the environment if you are A, careless, and B, you don't care about the consequences of your actions, and C, you believe in violence. If you've been on social media, you see how it has become a cool thing to abuse. They call it violence. They've even found a spelling for it. It's completely different. And it's a cool thing. So if you have a generation that is happy to attack individuals as a cool thing, for no other reason, because that's how they have fun, you understand why they're going to attack the environment and not even care about it. Because if you start to tell them about being responsible, you know what they're going to say? Wetoinacho tugamba. You've nothing to tell us. They just like to do things their way, and nobody can tell them how to do the right thing. So I think that we are going to have to invest significantly in educating another generation. And when I talk about another generation, for me, it is nursery kids up to around P5. You just have to raise another generation of responsible kids. And thankfully, those young are usually the majority. There's a generation that believes in destruction, that believes in throwing stones, hurling insults, and just being violent. That's the generation that feels because I have nothing to eat, I have a right to cut trees and do whatever they want. I want with it. If you tell me that I can't do that, then there's something wrong with you, not with me. And for me, the problem is they don't realize that they are eroding their future, not ours. I live in my future. They are going to a future that is worse. So I think that the media has done a good job. If you go to New Vision, which is the largest media house in the country, they have pages and pages of material on environmental protection. These kids don't read this stuff. These kids drink out of bottles and throw them in the gutters. You know what they tell you? Is why isn't the city cleaning it up? You tell them, why are you throwing the bottle? Because I pay taxes.
Let somebody clean it up. So it's a long shot. The media, I mean, we run a campaign. I don't know how many times I've gone and I've been given, even with our campaign, people know we run a campaign to Vekavera. They know I work with NBS. I go to supermarkets. They give me a Kavera. I tell them I don't take plastic bags. And they say, here's a show off. And you know what they tell you? Well, even if you're campaign, nothing is going to happen. We're just wasting time.
Yeah.
Nothing's going to happen. The people telling you this are 19, 20, and 21. They don't even believe that the campaign is a good cause. I can't be hopeless, but I just don't understand your generation, to be honest.
Thank you so much, Samson. You're speaking of the generation that I'm also part of. But I think, in my own opinion, I personally am here. We're talking about climate. This discussion is specifically based on the climate. And I believe, like right now, we have so many young people that are watching us live on Facebook. I happen to be a member of My Tree Initiative myself, and we have a couple of volunteers. This thing is something that has to be done straight from the heart. It takes a lot. The fact that you find most of us are university students. I personally am from Makerere University in my third year, and surprisingly, I'm doing a medical course, but I still find time. I come up whenever My Tree Initiative is organizing something. My Tree Initiative has organized for a lot of events, and actually we had one. Mr. Dimitri attended. We were planting trees, honoring the journalists. We planted them in Kawempe. We were honoring journalists that had really done tremendous work in providing fast information, especially during the COVID-19 times, during the first lockdown. You find that most of us were at home, but the journalists were there. We planted trees on behalf of NBS. We planted trees on behalf of Salam Television, on behalf of Radio Sapienta. So many radio stations and so many TV stations. And yes, we had a few journalists that came up. We had people from NBS, we had people from Bukede, we had people from Spark TV. They actually took part in this and were able to plant trees, and we were young people. So this is something that is taking a lot of people. They think they're going to be losing out on a lot just by coming up and deciding, yes, I should plant a tree. I can plant a tree on my birthday. So we're actually trying and doing all that we can so that we can we can enforce this in the mentality of the young people. Though it is not easy, but we are trying the best that we can. And bringing people like you on board, Samson Kasumba, there are so many young people that look up to you, Mr. Dimitri. The young people are watching. So I actually believe we shall get there. Yes, it might not be tomorrow, it might not be the next day, but we will definitely get there. Dimitri, coming back to you, the young people are... Yes, please,
can I say something? Can I say something? Yes. Because I might not stay long for very obvious reasons.
Yes, please, Samson.
I think I've never really understood why university students striking over whatever reason feel there is a need to break tree branches. What have the tree branches got to do with the demonstration? Now, this, in some cases, includes students whose major is environmental studies. There's a problem of critical thinking.
Yes.
If somebody in a university striking over whatever it is feels that the trees must also get involved in being damaged, then we have a problem. And I think our problem is critical thinking, because the things we're talking about are logical, that let's protect the environment. Yes. But we're talking to a group that doesn't think logically.
Yeah.
Do I make sense?
Yes, you do, something.
So we've got to get them to think logically to sell them the logic of protecting environment. Protecting the environment and looking after it is a very logical debate. But if you're having it with people who have not been educated to think logically, it's going to take us long, I'm afraid. But, you know, You know me, Dimitri knows me. I'm not one to give up fights. Even with my busy schedule, I said this is something important to me. I'm going to be on it.
Thank you so much.
Whatever resolutions you make out of this, please feel in touch. I am certainly on board, and I'm happy to be involved.
Thank you so much, Samson. Thank you for being here.
Okay, cheers.
Okay, bye. Thank you. Coming back to Dimitri. Basing on the fact that we're really looking at financial inclusion, we have some young people that are watching in live and have some very interesting questions that are coming up. We have Uthman Rahma. She's saying that thinking about how we can apply artificial intelligence in this rapidly developing system to impact our environment positively. There is no generation that is as well versed as ours regarding artificial intelligence right now, but we have our priorities wrong because the issue is with our mindset. It is true that there is need for great sensitization and also trying to recruit the young generation. She was giving us her own opinion. We have someone, he's asking, his Senyondo Titus is saying, how best can a youth get digital opportunities in UNCDF? I think you explained this, am I right?
Well, to some extent.
Okay. Is there something that you would want to add on?
Well, yeah, let me comment a little bit on what Samson has just said. Yeah. I can see here in the comments that people are quite appreciative of the important issue of personal responsibility that he mentioned. But, you know, I always take great consolation whenever someone starts criticizing the younger generation in one historical fact. And the fact is that early the last century, during excavations in ancient Babylon, the researchers discovered a clay tablet, which dated 5,000 before Christ, 5,000 years before Christ. And an unknown person was writing that the younger generation is terrible, they don't know how to behave properly, they're disrespectful, and probably the end of the days is not far. That was said 5,000 years, well, now it's 7,000 years ago. Yes. And we are still here. So this gives us some comfort and confidence that things probably are not that bad with each younger generation.
Yes.
But that, of course, does not cancel the important issue of personal responsibility. But that personal responsibility, and I have already talked about being environmentally conscious and trying to use the to apply the knowledge and skills in your everyday life to behave in a more environmentally friendly fashion and to use energy efficient devices and so on and so forth. So that's, of course, important. But yes, I can see a question about artificial intelligence. And, yes. What we are doing at the moment as UNCDF, we are about to launch a new program in Uganda, which is linked to public sector finance. And that program, which is called Local Climate Adaptive Living Facility, it's a global facility, and it is now expanding into Uganda as well. It is operational in 14 countries already. Now we are planning to expand it into Uganda. That facility helps local governments through a participatory process to conduct local climate change vulnerability assessments and then identify, prepare, and implement to actually finance projects that address the bottlenecks and the shortcomings that have been identified through those assessments. Now, for the assessments, we are using big data. It's not quite artificial intelligence, but it is a clear indication of how digital technologies and big data can be used to adapt it to the local level, to make it useful to people on the ground. So by using satellite images and other techniques, we are able to go down to a very, very small scale. We are talking about hundreds of meters to be able to identify the areas which are particularly subject to climate change at the local level, as well as to determine the causes behind such changes. And this, as I have said, will result in specific actions, in specific projects that will help address such issues and such challenges. So again, whereas we are talking about personal responsibility, it's also important that that personal responsibility extends also to our political activism. I agree that we should not be, I agree with Samson, that we should not be dependent on the government, but, and I hope that Ugandan young men and women will take it as a challenge, but we should be able to prompt and convince the governments, particularly local governments, to take relevant steps in this respect. After all, government should work for the people, not the other way around. And if we as people believe that something is important, and here I'm talking about environment, I'm talking about forestry, tree planting, tree growing, and other things, if we believe that these things are important, we should convince the governments, the central government, as well as local governments, to take relevant steps. I have seen that we have someone from Kenya also listening and watching us. And I can mention in this respect that together with some other UN organizations and with the Net Fund in Kenya, we are launching a new program to support the initiative in Kenya, the initiative that was launched by President Kenyatta, to plant 20 million trees in that country. On the side of UNCDF, there are several partners, of course. On the side of UNCDF, we work on new financial arrangements and new financial mechanisms, including, for example, green bonds, including nature swaps and other advanced instruments. But my point here, without going into the details and nitty-gritty of all those instruments, is that the government should also bear its responsibility, and it is our responsibility as citizens to make sure that the government does it. You are muted, Hala.
And thank you so much. Thank you. Sorry about that. You've talked about Kenya planting trees. Also here in Uganda, we had, while we were celebrating the National Youth Day, the National Youth Council also launched a program that will be planting trees in Uganda. It was exposed by Jacob Eyeru. He's the chairman of the National Youth Council. Tonight on the show, we also have Oleria Paul. I've seen her. She has been on. Paul, if you're there. She's a writer. She's also a member of My Tree Initiative. She's also a speaker and a humanitarian at Model Peace Forum, Nkuzi Foundation. Paul, if you're there, you can please come on board so that you can also give us your own opinion when it comes to the financial inclusion and how this can boost communities and contribute to climate change adaptation efforts. As we can wait for Paul to come up. Yeah, I see she's coming up. I think it is. Yes.
All right.
PAL. Yes.
Wow, I'm so thankful, Safina. Thank you so much. And I'm so humbled to be here with you people. So about this program that you did introduce recently, I think it's a better program to introduce because financial inclusion with the youth constitute to larger percentage according to the youth. Imagine like 70%, 25% we are youth. That means anything we are present. They say children are the future, but the youth are that means we have to take care of, and that means everything, maybe financially in everything, but the government, so that we can contribute to the development of maybe the country, the climate can develop well. If at all 7% of you include like financially, we get financial resources, maybe that means I can fight and promote maybe of the climate, but through how to do it. So the effect is real and it is something that means even climate changing. We've seen this in the previous years, times where climate and maybe the environment has tried to resist our activities what it. We've seen electrons, we've seen floods in Uganda. That means we have to fight for the cause. And there is maybe a question is going to come for a lot of us people with something to do with that. If you have any, you can ask me. Hey, are you hearing me? Like, sorry. So, like, if you're going to solve, maybe question would come. How are we going to be? That was saying the question. There was question. Are you listening to me? So,
We are not getting you so well.
Why is youth involvement in planning? Are you getting me now?
Yes, we can get you, only that you're on and off.
Are you getting me?
Yes.
So sorry about it. So if there is any question, you can ask me as I proceed. Yeah. Like, what is youth involvement in planet saving careers? Very important solution. Like youth being involved in planet saving careers. Why is it? We've seen that with the youth contribute large percentage of the population of began alone by the whole world. Yeah. That means with youth, as innovative, creative. Yeah. So that means we can use our creativity. Like, yeah, you see, it is mainly constituted of the youth, like that means hashtags we've seen. I'm sorry, we've seen hashtags of so these hashtags of climate saving can also be introduced. That means it can be destroyed because with youth are many. So if hashtags like climate saving introduced mainly and developed by people like that means the climate will be obligated to be everyone obligation to fight the climate preserved. And there's a time agriculture is not, it's not limited with my own way. But if we can make it so beautiful and promote it, that means we can have the light and knowing carry the environment and also imagine out afforestation, we are planting trees. That means we are preserving
Pal,
everything.
I don't know if you can get me, but for the interest of time, I think we can have it at that, so that Kathy can come in. Kathy Akandinda, she's also a member of Maitri Initiatives. She's the field staff coordinator. She's also our guest for tonight. I've seen her. She's here with us. Kathy, if you could come up and tell us your opinion as per today's topic of discussion. And then for our viewers that are watching us, as we wait for Kathy to come up, you can please send in your questions. You can send in your questions and then we can see how we can address them. Most of you are thanking MTI for organizing this. You're thanking Samson for coming up. We also have someone that is watching in live from Kenya, Michael Sheds. Thank you for watching in. We have Hassan Ibn Isa. He's saying nature is everything, so the call campaign for everyone's inclusion must go on. We have Bashir Semoge who is saying that they're experiencing network problems. We have so many people that are sending in their questions. Thank you so much. Kathy, are you there? As we wait for Kathy to come in, we can have Dimitri giving us his experience. I've been there. He was there when we were planting our trees for journalists this year. If he can come on and tell us what his experience was and how it feels to be working with Maitri Initiative.
Well, thank you for the question, Haula. And I really remember it very warmly. That although the day itself was not particularly warm, it was in fact quite rainy. But despite the rain and some gushes of wind, there was a very warm feeling among the participants. And it was also good to see a few friends who joined that event. And the energy that I felt during that event and the willingness of the Maitri Initiative participants to contribute, the genuine willingness and the genuine commitment to contribute to such important social cause was really inspiring.
Thank you so much, Dimitri. I personally was there. I checked on the trees. They are growing. The fact that we have some good rain that is coming in these days. The trees are growing. You could take some photos and maybe Ismail would share with you so that you can see the progress that we are having. Kathy, if you can hear me, please come through and give us your opinion.
All right. Thanks, Haula Kafina. This is Akandinda Kathy, and I'm a member of Maitri Initiative. So I'm glad to be exchanging ideas with you all. And tonight I'll be sharing how financial inclusion can help boost climate change.
Yes, please go on.
Okay. So people out there need to know what financial inclusion is.
Yes.
Financial inclusion is the availability and like people being able to access different financial services, for instance, loans, grants, credits, savings, all that. When people are able to access that, there is a way it can help them combat climate change. Different financial services can help people combat climate change in different ways. So imagine people are in like a drought like in a season of drought, they have planted their crops, but then a season of drought has come. So, and these people have it at the back of their mind that they have insured their businesses, or their farming business. Those people are not going to lose morale because they know no matter how the drought hits them, even though their crops dry up, then it will affect them, but they will know that they will know at the back of their mind that they will be compensated, and then they will continue. Like when the drought gets done, they will not lose morale. They'll actually have morale to go on and grow crops because they have the financial support, and those crops they grow can help combat climate change because they absorb carbon dioxide, they absorb all the emissions that can be bad to the environment and cause global warming. So if financial services through savings, if people can resort to formal savings, because as we are combating climate change, we are also like offering financial services to communities. So if people can adopt formal, that's to say, like if they can if they can invest their money and save it in the banks rather than investing it all in livestock, so that when time for like droughts and heavy rains and floods come, they are not that affected because they know their savings are somewhere safe, and they could always count on them. That's good. Then they could also be motivated through credits. If like farmers are given credits whereby they can like let's assume they have been hit by a drought or heavy rains, they can they can be given.
Thank you. Yeah, still waiting. No, I'm done.
Thank you, Kathy. Is that it from you? With the interest of time, I think we could have in our last words. I think I'll start with Pearl. If you can hear me, you could give us the last words as regards today's topic in about 30 seconds because we're running out of time. Pearl, can you hear me? I think she's having some issues with the connection. Dimitri, coming to you. If you could give in your last words to the young people on how we could go about climate change. And shortly to give in a question, Mr. Dimitri, we usually have the young people wanting to be interested more in the financial gains and forgetting about why they would be doing something. What would be your advice to the young people on not having to look at the financial gains and rather do something for the betterment of their communities?
Well, I believe there is nothing wrong with looking at financial gains, but this should come as any other action. It should come with responsibility. And, you know, we had some recent discussions with the banking community, with really big banks like Stanbic, for example. And the conclusion was that you can do well while doing good. These are not mutually exclusive. We just need to be, again, conscious and attentive to how our actions help the community or don't help the community. And then within that particular framework, you can still pursue financial interests. There is nothing wrong with a good life, but that good life should not be at the expense of the general interest of the community or at the expense of other people. So this is my 30 seconds.
No, we still have an interesting question. It is coming in from someone on Facebook. They're saying to Mr. Dimitri, how can we bring together various partners to address the problems that prevent the mainstreaming of climate change adaptation and financial inclusion?
Well, a lot is being done, of course.
Yes.
As you know, Uganda has developed its national plan to reduce its carbon footprint, for example.
Yes.
And I've mentioned shortly before in your program that we are putting up together with the Ministry of Local Government and the Ministry of Water and Environment. So, quite a few development partners are operating and acting in that space. I can also mention the support that was provided by JICA, the Japanese International Cooperation Agency, to KCCA to develop a green city plan. We are working now with Kampala and some other partners, including the city of Johannesburg, on structuring a green bond for Kampala. So in that sense, a lot is being done. But I believe that, as I mentioned before, at your level, at the local level, at the level of your parish, at the level of your sub-county, we should do more to prompt and encourage local governments, council members to get active in that particular area. And I believe that each of us can do more in that respect.
Thank really been a great pleasure to have you tonight. We've had our 50th episode of the Green Talk Show. This talk show airs every Friday live on the Maritime Initiative Facebook from different departments, different guests from UN, guests from Uganda. We bring you very inspirational people. So we believe that this should really create an impact out there, most especially to the young people that come up and watch this show. For today, we had Mr. Dimitri. I really couldn't pronounce the other name. I was having issues with it. He's the only African among all the UN country representatives. How great could that be? We had Samson Kasumba, he's a news anchor at NBS Television. We had Aurelia Paul and Kathy Akandinda, members of Maitri Initiative. It has been great. It has been very interesting. It has been really inspiring. Tune in again next week on Friday, 7:30 to 8:30. We are bringing you more guests that we'll be bringing in more people, more guests, people that you look up to. So just keep it locked. You can find this show at the Maitri Initiative YouTube page. You can find the shows from the first episode, the second episode, the third episode, and today's episode. Thank you so much for joining in. Good night to you all.
Thank you. Thank you so much for hosting us.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night.